1452 back, Moriane State Park. Fits perfectly for my conversation today about feeling fortunate in family, and hopefully you'll see why here in a few minutes. I don't recall exactly how I found this park, but it happens to be about 30 minutes away from my place, so I know I can always rip out here and get a nice hour and 15-minute ride in and see some beautiful sights. So I'm going to take you in and share with you what I see when I come in here. And you know, the first thing for everybody is this is free to everybody. It's free to people. It's free to families. It's free to anybody that wants to come in. Some boat launches and stuff down here that I believe you may have to pay to get your boat out or rent a boat, and I'll be showing you that. But it's free. So if you're a family or anybody and you have young kids, just an amazing place. It'll be interesting to see how many folks are out here today because it's been crappy pretty much most of the day. Not a lot of rain, but some. So there you go. A couple folks right there bringing their young boys out and doing a little hiking. It's kind of cool. One of my favorite views of this park, and I have one that's definitely my favorite that I'll show you, is right here. How nice is this? Wow. Somebody's out there doing a little canoeing on a Sunday, and look at that view. Wow, just so beautiful. Got a great picture there a few trips ago of my bike standing in front of the water that I really, really like. So, a couple dogs that I'm not upsetting with my motorcycle, which is good. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the first stop in the little tour there, which I like. Little guy here, parents being good parents. That's family time, right? That's memories right there. Kids remember that when they get older, and what they did. It's also nice, it's kind of a one-way through this park. So you don't have a lot of traffic coming in and out or back at you. I also see how you have a lot of those pavilions here. I'm sure you can rent or quite frankly, I just think use. You know, people like this just come out and have a little party. It looks like a grandfather of, you know, a bunch of generations there. It's kind of cool. There's a young lady still canoeing out there. And this is one of my favorite parts here. And the wife and I have not been down here yet, or got out, I should say, in our car. But this is what I think of when I think of a place like this. It's called Pleasant Valley Food and Concession Stand. Again, not costing anything to come in here, right? People swimming, people coming, hanging out. You'll see people under trees reading. You'll see people trying to catch little sun rays for sure. See people like that walking around. Folks are out in the water. Bathrooms everywhere. I mean, just really fortunate to have a place like this so close to our community that I can ride to or come through. A little further down here, you'll see people just trying to get away from the beach and all the people. couple sitting there reading, and a lot of times I'll see somebody up down here fishing, just kind of hanging out. Just really super nice. Not sure what that young fellow's up to, but who knows? Point picnic area. One of my favorite views is right here too. Look at that. And those are one of the pontoon boats I talked about earlier that my sister and brother-in-law and I and my wife were gonna ride in. This guy just getting some exercise. See, a lot of people park right there just for those views that are just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I think it's about 4 or 5 miles through this park. Just a lot of places to kind of split off and like I said, relax, and fish and swim and or rent boats. So I'm going to take you down here. This is where we were Friday when we were trying to decide what we were going to do for the weekend. Actually, I just brought them out here to show them this park, and of course they just loved it. They wish there was stuff like this in Michigan. But as you can see, your little place down here, and you can rent a pontoon boat, take it out. They do have a 4-hour minimum. It's a little expensive for a 14-footer. It's like $55 an hour or something like that. That's for fuel and all that stuff, but so it's a $200 deal. $200 ain't cheap, that's for sure, but also creates a lot of good fun and family time and memories. So if you can ever afford it, and you can afford it, that's worth it. Plus, I've been trying to talk my brother-in-law into buying a pontoon boat, so I figured this may help me a little bit. So yeah, look at this woods here, isn't it gorgeous? So if I give it a little more throttle, it'll help us get up this hill. What do you think? So just all wood. So first time I was coming here through on the bike, and we gotta talk about the bike here in a minute. I drove up this place, and this is the place that I hit is my favorite spot. It's like way out of the way. There's a view at the top of the hill up here, and there's usually not a lot of folks back here, except normally when I want to come back and video. The last time I was out here, again, where I had some camera problems, or operator error in the camera problems, there were a couple of dogs up here that, while being tied up, weren't not necessarily glad to see me, so I wasn't able to stop and get some shots of some views up here, but hopefully I can do that now. And you can tell me what you think. I'd like to also get a nice shot of the bike here if I can. There are people up here, but that's okay. I don't think I'm going to get a shot of the bike, unfortunately, but I'll find a place for that. And you can just kind of see, there's the view. A bunch of people out here right now, so I'm not going to be able to catch a lot, but check that out. How nice is that? Pretty nice view, isn't it? I was going to try to get a good shot of the bike up there, but Not able to do that, so I'm sure we can find a place in this beautiful park with all the beautiful views. So what a great place to bring family to. Enjoy a day. Great place to take your motorcycle. Try to take it pretty slow through here and just kind of being respectful of people and their time. There, I'm not very perceptive, or that car was not there when I came through. Yeah, I've never seen any rangers or anything in here, which I'm sure there are. Yeah, that's a family place. I wouldn't imagine you have a lot of problems, but I would imagine some shenanigans could happen in here because it's so out and so many places you can go hide to a little bit. This fellow's coming in, or this lady, excuse me. More park, more places to see on a beautiful day in Pennsylvania. I haven't been up here. Maybe I'll just roll up here real quick and see if I can, if there's anything neat up here or not. Looks like another pavilion. I wasn't sure what that guy was up to. He happened to come out as soon as I did, so always want to make sure to watch your surroundings. Alright, never hurts. And no parking in circle, just another circle turnaround. So I remember when I first took my driver's course, turning around in a circle like that freaked me out. So, some more folks just up enjoying themselves. So we never have really talked about my bike. My bike is a 2016 Street Glide Special in denim black. I'm a huge fan of it. There's times I wish I would have gotten an Ultra or a bigger dresser so I could have the tour pack on the back, but actually I can buy that. Just haven't decided to do it yet. And the denim is it's really a sharp looking bike, but I tell you what, the denim scuffs easy. Gotta make sure you wash it with the right stuff or it'll start shining up on you. So it's I would not have picked this color again. So if you're looking for a bike and you happen to be looking for a Harley and you're thinking denim black, just from this man's perspective, I can only tell you that it is really good looking and you're gonna love it in the showroom and when it's clean, and but you're not gonna like the scuffs. It doesn't take it very well, and you just understand you're gonna have some time in keeping her clean. So, but I love this bike. I've thought of trading for a bigger one, but I just can't see myself doing that. And honestly, I've had this bike. It's mine. I like it. I've had it since since it was new, and I know it. I've maintained it, and so I'm gonna keep it. Period. I'm gonna keep it. Look at this over here. How beautiful is this? Cannot beat this at all. Finishing up my ride at the Moriane State Park. What an enjoyable ride through the park. Tons of families and people out here. I mentioned earlier that I hadn't seen any park rangers or anything like that, and 2 seconds ago one drove by me. So that's good news, and wow. Again, just feeling good, feeling fortunate. Loving this park. You know, it's about 10 miles, 15 miles from the Newcastle, Pennsylvania, or from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. So if you can ever get down this way, want to take your family out for a day, bring the bathing suits, bring a picnic, leave your cash at home, come here. I guarantee that you'll like it. Well, it's Bodine 52. I'm going to head back on the main road here for a little bit, and I'll make sure to say my goodbyes soon. Well, I am back. Found another way home that I haven't been before. One of the nice things about the Street Glide Special is it does have a easy GPS. You just kind of plug in there, and so you take me home. No freeways, no tollways. Just get off at an exit and you find your way. So that's where it's taking me through this little back way here, little town. Not sure what this is, but it looks kind of nice. Old church. I love watching or going into and seeing old churches. It just, I don't know, there's something about them. Something about them that does it. Of course, right down the street from the church is the place that we all don't want to take our last ride to. The local funeral home. Alright, let's see what we're doing here. A little traffic, a little American flag. Gotta love that. Prospect, Pennsylvania, I assume. Taking me a little on the back roads. My way back to my place. I'm starting to learn many more routes, and there's places to get lost on the bike. You know, we were talking earlier about family and friends, and I noticed, I don't know if you've seen in the last quarter of a mile here, there's honestly been 5 or 6 flags. And regardless of your political affiliation, it amazes me that when you get into some of these country little towns that are just flat out beautiful, and you just know there's good people. You just know they're good people. You know, I watched somebody on, watch a lot of folks on YouTube, and so I kind of started doing this, and one of the guys I won't mention just because of kind of how he said it, just got a new bike, and he introduced it to everybody, and he just sitting on the bike talking about it. But he come to find out he's had it for weeks. So what I liked about that is, you know, some of the things he said was, he just talked about being humble. Him and his wife are being humble. Are humble people. You know, they're good people. Very evident. And, you know, how many people would have stood up and said, look at the bike I just bought and how cool and all the things it comes with. I'm betting there's a lot. So, that's one of the reasons I've seemed to gravitate to like this guy. And not only enjoy his tips and tricks, but how he shares his life, his family, and just being a good person. And that's great. And I see that out in these rural towns. And it's kind of nice. Nice to see. Nice change. 4 or 5 years ago, I was living in Chicago, where people would run you over if you were sitting on the side of the road. No offense, my Chicago friends, but just kind of shows what's really important at the end of the day. And being out today on the Harley when it was overcast and rainy earlier, and being able to take a nice ride and talk to you folks, can't beat that at all. Can't beat that at all. So I'll go home and contemplate on how I should be cutting the grass. Spend a little more time with the wife on one of our Netflix crazy series that we seem to watch. Taking this a little hot here, and spending some time with her this evening and get ready for the week ahead. So, hey, I really appreciate you joining me and listening to me babble on. If you happen to enjoy a little bit of the content, if you hit like for me, that'll help my ego. Haha. And feel free to hit subscribe and watch my new journey of sharing a little bit about Bodine on my Street Glide special. Thanks again, and most importantly, remember family, friends, and as always, be safe.